I'm going to tell you all a secret. No one has won the Ironman walking the marathon. You got to run that damn thing. And so I'm like,
Beth, do you have something?
I was wondering about sort of the peripheral type of training, or any body work that you recommend. So massage, meditation, weight training. What do you think are some of the more important things? I mean, understanding that iron.
Yeah, all of the above.
Yeah.
First and foremost, you got to cover your swim, bike, and run. You got those, just swimming, cycling, and running consistently over time will make you a better triathlete. They will help you gain the fitness that you're looking for. Then the next thing, for sure, to add in that most triathletes are lax on is some form of strength training. And I'm not talking about sort of like circuit training where you're doing sets of 20 or 30 or 40 reps. I'm talking about real strength training where you're doing sets of 6, 8, 10, 12, 15 reps at most, so that the weight is challenging, so that you're really working the strength of that muscle and you're building strength. That was a huge key that I didn't add into my career until I was partway through my Ironman wins, and it was like night and day between when I just swam, bike, and ran, and then when I swam, bike, and ran and added in strength training. That, along with some of the core training, core strengthening and movement and rotational strength that is now available, that really will help a triathlete, because everything we do is linear like this. And so when you're doing rotational strength moves and core moves, then it really strengthens all of that, the muscles and the bands around your whole body that keep you upright, that allow you to generate force with your arms when you're swimming, with your glutes, and when you're running, to have if your core is solid, and when you're running, you'll have a platform to push you forward from. And I know this from experience, because there was a couple of years where I was very attentive to doing, back then it was like different kinds of sit-ups and stuff to really strengthen my core. And then one year going into Kona, I just sort of let it go, because I was doing a gazillion miles swimming, cycling, and running. On the marathon that year, I could feel the difference. I felt like every time I pushed off, that my hips sort of flopped a little bit and I was less efficient. It ended up being one of the years that I won. However, it's like, whoa, note to self.
You knew at the time.
Yeah, don't let that core work go. And then absolutely, if you have the luxury of getting some massage body work, that is very, very good for helping you recover, keeping your muscles supple. And then I studied shamanism with a gentleman, Brant Secunda, who I still study with. And I started studying with him right at that time when I won in 1989. And that study, or that tradition that he teaches, has a lot of practices that enable you to get your mind to be quiet, to tune into your intuition, so that you can come up with those answers of how am I going to win this darn thing. And it also, a lot of the practices that he teaches that I just do on a day-to-day basis, very simple things like connecting with nature, and it just helps you to feel good, and to sort of trust in life. And when you're in the middle of a race and things are going crazy, you can kind of have that mistrust in life, like, oh my God, if I don't hit my PR, it's going to be death and doom and nobody's going to love me anymore. Your mind goes through all these crazy things. And the work that I did with Brant, when those thoughts would come up in the race, which they did, I guarantee you, I have had every negative thought that any other human out there has had, right? I wanted to quit. I wanted to get a job. I thought this was stupid. What am I doing? I'm not good enough. Wow, I'm whining to myself, but then because I had practiced getting my mind to be quiet, I could do that in the race. It's like, okay, wait, hold on. All right, there's the quiet. Now I can actually just race. And no matter how it turns out, at least I know that I am racing at my peak capacity in this moment. Even if it's not 100%, at least I'm getting 100% out of it. And that is all you can ask of yourself.
I think I heard you say something like, you got to a place where the race was the most important thing and not important at all. Some sort of balance like that.
Yeah, for sure. You know, to do the training that I did and to willingly put myself on that start line of Ironman, it had to have a lot of meaning to try to go as fast as I could and to place as well as I could. However, ultimately, the main goal was that when I crossed that finish line, I wanted to be able to look back at the day and go, yeah, I gave 100% of what I had to give today. Whether I was first, second, fifth, walking on the marathon, whatever it is. And this isn't something that I set out to sort of consciously learn how to do. It became something that actually came out of one of my sort of disaster first 6 Ironmans that I didn't win. I was in the lead with 10 miles to go. I had a 5-minute buffer on Dave Scott, who was second place, and he was losing time. And I thought, I've got this thing. There's no way he's going to make up 30 seconds a mile in these closing 10 miles. Well, a mile later, with 9 miles to go at the aid station, I realized, I'm not feeling so red hot. And so I grabbed a little bit of extra nutrition and kept going. And then I got to the aid station with 8 miles to go. And it's like, I am feeling really lousy. And I could tell that the nutrition just didn't seem like it was going in. So I walked the aid station, slugged down a bunch of stuff, which didn't help because nothing was absorbing anyway. And about a mile later, then I was walking. And, you know, I'm going to tell you all a secret. No one has won the Ironman walking the marathon. You got to run that damn thing. And so I'm like, you know, and I thought, Dave's going to pass me. There's no way I can hold him off if I'm walking and jogging and walking and jogging. And so I had to make a decision. Do I drop out? Do I just sort of get to the finish line? Mm-hmm. Or do I do something so that when I cross that finish line, I can hold my head high? And I said, that's what I want to do. And so I said, my body's working at like a 20% of peak capacity right now. I'm walking, but I'm going to walk as fast as I can until I can jog again. And then as I'm jogging, I will jog as fast as I can until I'm forced to walk again. And so that's how I closed those last 7 miles. And I ended up in second place. But I could hold my head high because I said, you know what? I didn't win. I fell apart, but at least I gave everything I had. And that made that last effort, those last 7 miles, worth it. And so that was a huge lesson for me. And then when I was, you know, fast forward to the years that I was winning, you know, I didn't feel 100% all the day. You know, there were points in the day where I might feel like I'm at 70%, let's say, but it didn't freak me out like it would have otherwise. I realized, you know, hey, 70% moment right now, big deal. Just give it everything you have. And then, you know, 10 minutes later, your energy comes back up and then you're going at 90%. And so it was just like this. And I rode that roller coaster much, much easier with less attachment to it. And so that's sort of that part that you were saying, like it had the most importance to me to win, but at the same time, it had no importance because ultimately your best day means that you gave everything you had, period.
Yep.
I coach athletes all over the world, only age groupers. I love age group athletes. MarkAllenCoaching.com. All of my training is online. It has all of the knowledge that I've gained in almost 40 years in the sport and over 25 years of coaching athletes all over the world. Athletes of all ability levels, ages, target race distances. I love it. There's a lot of interaction. I am your coach at MarkAllenCoaching.com. You don't get shuttled off to somebody else. You have interaction with me. Hope to see you on there. MarkAllenCoaching.com. And there's a special for you guys only. You can get the first month for $1. The discount code is first month one, just for you. MarkAllenCoaching.com.